Hi, everybody. It is Kathy, and I love to be selling. Come on in, sellers. It is so good to see you all. Let me know that you can hear me. Just comment below. Let me know how your weather is. Many of you know I'm here in New York City. Today's sort of gray and overcast. Not the greatest weather, but spring is coming, and that I'm very grateful for. And also because I'm in New York City. And we are in the middle of the COVID pandemic worldwide. I wanted just to take a few seconds, and I do want to date this in case people are listening to this later on. So this is April 10th. Hi, Gina. How are you? Thank you. Um, Thank you. I have gotten so many messages and so many notes. Just thank you asking me about myself and my family, and just thank you. I so appreciate your concern for me because New York is, um, it is a hotbed, and our infection rate is very, very high with COVID. We are safe. We are taking precautions. My husband and I have been self-quarantined. Honestly, I'm trying not to count because it gets a bit overwhelming. It's been over a month now. When we first started hearing things, we self-quarantined immediately. We both have healthy immune systems. We're very healthy, but we self-quarantined immediately. So thank you, everybody, for your concern. I truly appreciate it. Hey, Vicki, how are you? So come on in, and I want to introduce myself while you're settling in. So if you don't know me, and I know some of you don't, I'm Kathy Terrell. I'm a top-rated seller on eBay. I'm selling on eBay for well over 15 years now. And I started very small. So if you're a smaller seller, welcome. I'm so glad that you are with me. I started very small, just decluttering my home because I needed to be home to take care of a sick relative. And then after my relative died, it was my mom. Then I scaled my business and became a full-time seller. When I first started selling on eBay, I had absolutely no intention of being a full-time seller. It was something that gave me flexibility because I needed to take care of my mom. And what I found was I loved it. I love selling on eBay. I still love selling on eBay. And that's the one thing I just wanted to connect with everybody is, you know, I love it with the challenges and everything that we deal with as sellers day in and day out. I love selling on eBay. I hear that cha-ching and it does not get stale, let me tell you. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, load the eBay app on your phone. And when you get a sale, you get a cha-ching. My husband knows what the cha-ching is. My grandson knows what the cha-ching is. He's like, Grandma. It's a wonderful sound. But I've got over 15 years of brick and mortar experience, so I know a lot about sales and retail. And then I was on the QVC shopping channel for well over 6 years as a product presenter. And that's invaluable. I was actually talking to somebody about it the other day because of the fact that you really learn how to sell to people where they cannot physically touch something. And that is incredibly important because that is what we do on eBay. I am selling you something. You may be familiar with it, like it's a sneaker or it's a microphone or it's a t-shirt, but you're not able to actually touch it. And that's our jobs as sellers, is to convey that, which can be challenging at times, but that's our job. Okay, so I take all of that experience, that retail experience, my QVC experience, my eBay selling experience, I blend it all together to help you sell and navigate eBay. What my specialty is eBay search. You can have the best inventory in the world. You can be the greatest sourcer, that have the greatest stuff, but you need to learn how to optimize and do your listing so you stand out in search. Also, it helps you to get a better price. So that's my specialty. So come on in, look at that. I got Louise and Phil. How are you? Phil, you know, cha-ching ting. It's great to see everybody. And Louise, it is so great. So what I was going to say is, it is so good to be with you all. So this is what I wanted to share about is, so we're facing the COVID pandemic, and that's been going on here in the United States we've been under self-quarantine here in New York for, gosh, I think it's going on a month. And I know in different towns and cities, it's different. And it's different whether you're in a more urban or whether you're in a more rural area. Some sellers are crushing it right now. They're doing really, really well. Stuff is flying out the door. And other sellers are challenged. Their sales are down 30, 40, 50. I was actually talking to one seller the other day whose sales are down 80%. Then on the flip side, you have a seller. I was actually just helping a seller, and their sales are up. I'm not kidding you, 200%. I was like, whoa, a client of mine. So I was like, yay. So there's a lot of different things going on. And it reminds me very much of 9/11. And I was in New York City after 9/11. And I bring this up because right after 9/11 was, it was frightening. And it was frightening being in New York City because of the fact that we did not know for about a week or two what was going on. We did not know if we were going to suffer another attack, and we did not know how the attack would come. There was a great deal of fear about subways. We were warned not to ride the subway. And just for you to know, if you're not in New York, we're also being cautioned now not to use the subway unless you really need to, just because it is an environment where you could easily get a germ just because of all the different surfaces that you touch and navigate in the subway. So right after 9/11, we were cautioned not to ride the subway because it's an area that could be easily bombed. That if you needed to get around the city to walk, cabs and everything, or use the bus. Okay. So now with COVID here in New York City, we're asked to self-quarantine, and that if we do go out, really walking and biking is being recommended, and social distancing. So the reason I bring it up is it's change, and it's dramatic change, and it's change that happens overnight, and it's change that is very hard to prepare for. It's different than if you're living in an area where you're prone to, for instance, really bad storms. I've got a girlfriend upstate. She's got a generator. She's got matches. She's got gas lamps. She knows typically in the winter, they have X amount of storms, and her family is prepared for dealing with storms. Maybe some people had thought about something like this pandemic. It's not something that I had ever really thought about, just like 9/11. It's not something that I had ever really thought about. Storms, yes. Pandemics, 9/11, no. So then as a seller, as a human being, this situation comes upon us, and it's like, what do I do? Now, for some sellers, and this totally depends on you, this is not a judgment, this is not a right or wrong. And when I see sellers lashing into each other because of decisions they've made, it makes me angry, because who are you to tell somebody what to do? It's like, it is none of your business. If somebody has a compromised immune system, or they are just feeling overwhelmed by everything that is going on right now, and they choose to shut their business down, that's their choice. That's the great thing about eBay. If you have an eBay store, you can turn your store on vacation. You can block your listings. And when you block your listings, you do need to change your handling time, because if there are any social media or anything out there, believe it or not, even though you're on vacation with everything blocked, sometimes people can still find you. So just do a handling time. If you're going to turn your store on for a couple of weeks, bulk edit your handling time and extend it. So if you choose to pause selling, if you're a consumer seller, perhaps you only have 5 or 10 listings out, and you want to end the listings because right now you don't want to deal with customer service, you don't want to deal with shipping, you don't want to deal with anything. I think that is totally fine. Just like after 9/11, we literally didn't have mail for 4 days. So it's like, I mean, I laugh, but I don't laugh. It's, I had to go in, I had to do handling time. Now, just for you to know, in a situation like that, because it was quite extraordinary, just like if all of a sudden a hurricane would go through, or a tornado, eBay does step in and they give you protections. But just for you to know, after 9/11, when I did start to ship, I think it was 4 days we couldn't ship. People were really nice. I mean, I wasn't getting people saying, where's my thing? And, they were great. I was very, very blessed. So that was fine. So if you choose to pause, I think that's fine. if you're in a situation where your family doesn't need the money, or because of your immune system, or just because mentally you've got enough things on your plate, you might be dealing with elder care, you might have a lot of kids home for homeschool. We all have different lives. I think that's fine. If your family needs the money, if you're like, yes, there's challenges, but I want to keep selling, which was me after 9/11. It was like, okay, I'm dealing with a lot. There's a lot on my plate. It's pretty scary out there, but I do want to keep selling, but I want to be smart. And there weren't, excuse me, there wasn't anything about bomb threats with post offices or anything. So that was okay. I kept selling, and I really don't remember. I know I was still listing. I know I was still shipping. My best guess is I probably slowed down a little bit just because you're processing a lot emotionally. And that's what I want to say too with this COVID. If you find that you are processing a lot emotionally, this could be bringing up feelings. Perhaps you went through a big natural disaster. You've been through a big hurricane or a big tornado, and this is bringing up a lot of feelings. It's totally fine to slow down. Perhaps you used to list 20 a day or 10 a day. Now you're listing 1 or 2, or all your inventory is listed. So you're not listing anything. You're just shipping and selling. I think that's fine. So what I want to say is we all have different businesses. We all have different emotional makeups. We also all have different home situations and business situations. Is you make the choice that's best for you. If you want to keep going, now, first of all, a lot of people have a lot of unlisted inventory. This is the perfect time to get your inventory listed. Okay, so go, go, go. Then we have people where they've run out of inventory. And I've had people who are like, Kathy, I've run out of inventory. What do I do? Actually 3 things. 1, you can slow up, your choice. Is there something around your home, or this might be the perfect time to reorganize your inventory or paint your office or whatever around your home or your home office. This might be the perfect time to do that. Okay, so think about that. If it's like, no, I want to, full tilt, I don't want to reorganize my inventory. Then is, okay, how do I source inventory if I am used to either going to thrift shops, yard sales, or retail arbitrage, which is I'm used to going into Macy's, Nordstrom's, TJ Maxx, wherever, and that's how I source. Now I can't because all the stores are closed. Don't forget online. And a lot of people forget about this. There's people that are selling wholesale lots on eBay for you name it. They're selling it. Check it out. And another thing, I learned this years ago, actually from an eBay staffer. So actually, let's say you're selling, let's say you're a t-shirt seller, women's clothing seller, or you sell pens, is go look on eBay. You know your stuff, you know what sells, you know what doesn't sell. Go search. I'm searching LL Bean. I'm searching eBay t-shirts. I'm searching, this is a Scotch ballpoint pen, Scotch ballpoint pen. See if anybody's selling a lot or a group of something. And this is my tip. Look for listings with really bad pictures. I'm not kidding. Bad pictures or misspellings. They don't have the best keywords. So again, you can look at the picture and go, I know what that is. And they don't know what this is. This is more in collectibles that'll happen. Is that you can get some great stuff on eBay and literally use eBay as your thrift shop, as your yard sale. Retail arbitrage. Retail arbitrage isn't just going into a brick and mortar like a Macy's or a Nordstrom. It's going into eBay. It's called online arbitrage. A lot of the big stores have websites. Macy's has a website. Nordstrom's has a website. And let me tell you, their sales are really down right now because a lot of them have had to close stores because of everything going on with COVID. There are going to be some super sales if they're not going on already, and they can be a great way to source. Okay, so look online and you know what you're doing. Okay, and I would say source in areas that you know. So if you know t-shirts, be looking for t-shirts. My last tip for you is think about, so let's say your sales are down. So you're like, okay, Kathy, that's great for people. Their stuff's flying out the door. They're selling. They've got money to buy inventory. My stuff isn't moving. And particularly clothing sellers seem to be hit hard right now. I think it's because everybody's home and they're like this. They're in t-shirts, right? They're in yoga pants, right? They're not buying Easter dresses, they're not buying graduation dresses. They're not buying the prom dresses. They're not dressing up for the office. So then you got to put your thinking cap on. So if I'm primarily a clothing seller and my stuff just isn't moving as well as it used to, is look at, do I have unlisted inventory that would be something in demand now? Okay, so people are at home. What are they doing? They are crafting. They are doing home office stuff. So is there like home organization? Is there anything computer related, like a mouse pads, wrist supports? Do you have extra keyboards? Do you have extra monitors? Do you have headsets? Anything like that? You got to think people working at home. Desk lamps, what do they need? The kids are home. So activities for the kids, puzzles of all kinds, board games, all kinds are selling. Even the parts. So if you know you have a game, you know it's incomplete, you can sell the game pieces because people have favorite game pieces and they want, they're playing Monopoly and they want the cannon, and their set is missing the cannon. They will go on eBay and they will buy that missing part, or the cards in Monopoly, their card set's incomplete. So your game might be incomplete, but you can sell the pieces. So look at that. Gardening. And this is when if you don't do this, you should do this. So you're on social media, right? So we're on Facebook, or you're on Instagram, or you're on Pinterest, whatever your social media of choice is. Look at what your friends are up to. Okay. So we love our seller friends. You definitely want to look at what they're up to, but look at what your friends are up to. What are they doing? A lot of my friends, puzzles, a lot of puzzles going on. People are doing different home fitness routines. I've got Pilates friends and I've got yoga friends. Well, besides the workouts, right? What else do they need? Do I have leggings? Can I get access to leggings? Do I have leggings listed? Well, maybe look at it, and maybe I should be changing up my keywords. And rather than focus on the fashion part of leggings, I should be focusing on the workout part of leggings or the leisure wear part of leggings. Sometimes a keyword change can help you with that, okay? So think about, what are people doing? What do people need? Do I have it? If it's a slow seller, can I change up the keywords so that they will buy it? Or do I have unlisted inventory of things that people want to buy right now? And then the other thing is that you're going to know this if you're an eBay seller for even more than a couple of weeks, is you never quite know what is going to sell on eBay. And this is my story for you. So I had a bathing suit. I really like it. It was just a gorgeous style. I got a great price on it. And and I had gotten it because of spring vacations, people going on cruises. It was a beautiful plus size bathing suit. And then COVID hits, and I'm like, ugh, this isn't very good, because no cruises, no spring vacations. And I've got this gorgeous bathing suit, but I got a really good price. I'm like, well, it'll sell in the summer, or it'll sell in the fall, or it'll sell at Christmas time when people are going on cruises. I'm going to have to sit on it for probably 6 to 8 months, but you know what? It's okay. It sold. It sold 2 days ago. Okay. And I think I had it about a month. So that I'm very happy with. I mean, my goal with clothing is to sell in 6 months and less if possible. It's going. So I thought, bathing suit, it's going to Florida, somebody who probably has a pool, or they're near the ocean. And even with social distancing, they can run down to the beach when no one's around. No, it's going to North Dakota. I was like, so I'm thinking, either it's somebody that's planning a summer vacation, or somebody who's got an indoor pool, or maybe some kind of physical therapy, aqua exercise. I have no idea. But my bathing suit sold, and it's going to it's been shipped to North Dakota. So list what you have. If it's listing and not moving, look at it. Is there any way you can tweak keywords? Can that item be somewhat repurposed for what is going on right now? Do you have unlisted inventory that is appropriate for right now, that would be in demand right now? You can even go through your house, because again, we're home, right? We're self-quarantined. Great time to clean out the closets and take a look at, are there items around your home that are perfect to get listed right now? I know several sellers that have done that. Actually, somebody was posting, was like, oh, this thing, and it was at the back of the closet. It's been there for years, and my husband's just thrilled to get rid of it. And it was something like $100 item. So it's like there's gold in your closets. And think outdoors, think gardening. People are planting their gardens now, and they're not able to get to their local garden shop. So they're going to be turning to the internet, to eBay, to us, to get those supplies. Now, what I've done, because again, this is all about thinking, which is what happened after 9/11, which is like all of a sudden everything changes. And how do I deal with this new normal, as an eBay seller and as a human being? And that's what's going on with COVID-19 too, depending on where you live, different impact, and your family and life circumstances, different impact. But all of a sudden we have a new normal, and it's going to be changing over the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 weeks, couple of months, because we don't know exactly what's going to happen over the next few months. So we're going to have to keep adapting. We're going to have to keep changing in order to stay profitable as eBay sellers. And I will be here all along the way with you. If you don't know, I'm always in webinars. I'm always checking things out. I'm always reading blogs, and I'm always emailing people, and I'm always checking statistics. It's one of the things that I do. But I've written up a free tip sheet for you, and I wanted to share it with you. So hang on a second. It's on my website. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to ilovetobeselling.com, and I'm going to show it to you right here. And it's right on the landing page. So literally you land on my website, ilovetobeselling.com, and grab this. It's eBay and COVID-19, a seller's guide. This is absolutely free. This is my gift to you. You just click on it. You're just going to fill in a little information, and it will be on its way to you. So grab that on my website, eBay and COVID-19, a seller's guide. And again, I have ideas for newer sellers, intermediate, advanced. Kathy, I have tons of inventory. Kathy, I'm low on inventory. Some of the shipping challenges that we're dealing with, I've got different ideas for you. And also thinking ahead, ideas for you. Also optimizing listings. And that's what I wanted to say. So even if you're crushing it right now, you're going to want this guide, eBay and COVID-19. This is over 20 pages. I've got a good chunk of this guide is how to clean up listings, how to optimize listings. That alone is gold. I could have put that in a guide and sold it to you. So grab it while it's free. eBay and COVID-19, a seller's guide, because it will help you navigate right now and not just survive, but to thrive. And that's what I want for you all. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling. Bye-bye, everybody.